The issue, it's not big enough, in my opinion, for the Democrats to say we want universal health care. Democrats also need to be making very clear and standing on the realization, not just in what we know, but in what we are willing to say, that the reason we don't have universal health care right now is because it would cut into short-term profits for health insurance companies and big pharma. We need to be willing to say, to name it and to say it and to challenge it, that the reason we're not addressing the climate crisis adequately is because of the obstruction from and the fact that it would cut into short-term profits for fossil fuel companies. And the Democratic Party should name and challenge the fact that we do not have a national security agenda based on creating peace in the world anytime in the next few decades, because to really do that would cut into short-term profits for defense contractors and the nuclear industry. And that is exactly what I mean by challenging, by naming it, by bringing the American people into that realization rather than exploiting how often the American people, our brains are scrambled and they don't really get what's going on here. The Democrats should not only stand for doing the right thing, but in order to do that, there has to stop being the moral equivocation on the part of too many Democrats by which the Democratic Party has itself been willing to pander, cozy up to, and play footsies under the table with those same corporate forces because they, too, take the money.
Do you see the support in Congress, even among Democrats and the public, for publicly funded elections? Since
that's my point to you. That's exactly my point.
You think you can pass that?
There are two kinds of Democrats, aren't there? And that's being played out in this campaign. There are two categories here. There's the
what are the two categories?
The two categories is the incrementalists who say we can have it both ways. We can take their money. We can take tens of thousands from some security investment firms. We can take tens of thousands from big pharma. We can take tens or even more thousands from oil companies. But we're going to go and be an instrument of change. Yeah, right. There's that. And they're saying, well, we'll make these incremental changes. And then there are those of us who say, this has got to stop. We need a fundamental pattern disruption of the American political and economic status quo.